The alien race called for doctors. We answered with our entire fleet. The only sound was the whisper of circulating air. First speaker Elian watched the primary display, his slender frame rigid. Orbital platforms above their homeworld, Kalos, burned like dying stars. The crimson light of annihilation flickered in his wide, dark eyes. "Report on the outer colonies," he whispered. Healer Prime Eris stepped forward, her usually vibrant silver skin dull with fatigue. 23,000 critically wounded have reached our sanctuaries. Another 60,000 remain stranded. Our mercy vessels cannot penetrate the blockade. Elian didn't turn. The Selenar had not known conflict in half a millennium. They had reforged their warships into hospital craft, their weapons into surgical tools. Their pacifism now felt like a death sentence. First speaker, the comm officer's voice was tight. Long-range scans confirm it. The main Draxian armada. 212 vessels. They will be here in 5 solar cycles. The chamber froze. Against a civilization with no army, only fragile planetary barriers that would inevitably fail. What of our pleas to the Galactic Accord? Elian asked, his voice hollow. Denied. The Celestial Union has no forces to spare. The Rim Confederacy is besieged. The Hellion Directorate offers asylum, but no defenders. Elian sank into his chair. The weight of extinction pressed down. What command could be given against an enemy that desired only obliteration? First speaker, the comm officer said, a new threat of confusion in her tone. There is an anomaly. The deep-range arrays have been intercepting stray data streams from an uncharted sector, a species we have no record of. What nature data? Biological studies, advanced trauma surgery protocols, genomic healing techniques. They call themselves humanity. Their medical science, from what we can decipher, is extraordinarily advanced, possibly superior to our own in emergency response. A fragile ember of hope glimmered in Elian's chest. Origin, a yellow star system, 49 light-years coreward, a world designated. Earth. Do they possess any defensive capability? The officer reviewed her console. The transmissions are exclusively humanitarian, references to aid organizations and rapid response teams. They appear to cherish life above all. Healer Prime Eris nodded. A culture of menders, like us in our infancy. They might comprehend our plight. Broadcast on all frequencies, Elian commanded, standing. Everything focused on that system. The comm array hummed to life. Elian spoke to the void. This is First Speaker Elian of the Selenar Accord. We have heard your songs of healing. We believe you to be guardians of life, as we once strived to be. He glanced at the screen of burning habitats. We are facing annihilation. The Draxian swarm has invaded. We are a people without soldiers. Our wounded number in the hundreds of thousands. We cannot reach them. He took a steadying breath. We do not ask for warriors. We ask for healers. We need medical evacuation, sanctuary for our people, and treatment for our dying. In return, we offer our entire archive of medical wisdom, 5 centuries of genetic restoration, neuromending, and disease eradication. Please, our time is measured in days. If you value life, hear this call. Admiral Vance's datapad chimed with a priority alert. The briefing room holotank resolved into the translated message. Elian's alien features etched with despair. The senior staff watched in stunned silence. First contact, Vance stated, his voice gravelly. And it's a triage request. Analysis. President Larson's hologram flickered. Signal is verifiable. Origin checks out. Their attached medical data is breathtaking, and their situation is genocide. Defense Secretary Holt leaned forward. We cannot deploy the fleet into an unknown conflict. This could be a trap, or it could ignite a war with this Draxian swarm. Admiral Vance locked eyes with the president's image. With respect, ma'am, we are overcomplicating a simple equation. A peaceful species is about to be erased. They asked for medics. A hard, determined smile touched his lips. We're going to send them the best damn medics in human space. Explain, Larson said. Task Force Hippocrates. The hospital ship Haven is our flagship, supported by 12 Guardian-class cruisers. Each vessel is a fully accredited Tier 1 trauma center, with the defensive capability to ensure its medical staff can work without interruption. Hope scoffed. Those are frontline warships with expanded sick bays. Exactly, Vance replied. Humanitarian law is clear. Medical personnel and facilities are protected. We will be providing protected medical facilities. If the Draxians choose to fire on a hospital, that is their decision, and we will be obliged to defend our patients. President Larson was silent for a long moment. Admiral Vance. Deploy Task Force Hippocrates. Rules of engagement. Protect the medical mission. At all costs. Understood. Space twisted and screamed as 13 human vessels translated into reality, forming a perfect shield wall between the pale blue planet and the advancing Draxian vanguard. On the Draxian command ship, Overlord Kraz stared at his tactical plot. 13 vessels? Identify them. Unknown configuration. Energy signatures are contradictory. They read as both medical bays and heavy weapon platforms. On Kalos, Elian watched, heart pounding. Are they human? Broadcast source confirms. The officer said, but first speaker, those are not ambulances. They are fortresses. A channel opened. Admiral Vance's face appeared. First speaker Elian. Admiral Vance, Terran Defense Fleet. We're here to help. Elian stammered. Your ships, they are armed. Of course they are, Vance said, as if explaining the obvious. How else do we guarantee a sterile operating environment? A snarling Draxian face appeared on a split screen. I am Overlord Kraz. You trespass in a zone of conquest. Withdraw or be purged. Vance turned, his demeanor shifting from physician to predator. This is a protected medical corridor. You are threatening my patients. Cease hostilities and depart. Your patients are Draxian property. No, Vance said, ice cold. They asked for our help. They are now under our care. Attempt to interrupt that care, and you will regret it. Kraz cut the link. Destroy the lead vessel. Teach them fear. Plasma lances speared toward the haven. They impacted a shimmering energy dome that flared brilliant gold but held firm. Vance didn't flinch. Overlord Kraz, you have just fired upon a hospital ship. That is a capital crime in any civilized society. Stand down. Never. Vance sighed. Very well. Captain Reed, initiate Caduceus protocol. All medical shuttles launch and begin patient retrieval. Weapons teams, surgical strikes on enemy weapon arrays only. Let's keep this clean, people. The battle was a ballet of brutality and mercy. Human fighters swarmed, intercepting Draxian bombers targeting evacuation shuttles. In space, precise energy beams severed weapon mounts and engine clusters on Draxian ships, leaving them adrift but intact. Human SAR teams immediately began pulling Draxian survivors from the crippled hulls. On the Haven's main med deck, Chief Surgeon Dr. Kaito Yoshida worked under bright lights. In one bay, his team performed intricate surgery on a Selenar child. In the next, they treated the burns of a Draxian trooper. A junior medic stared, confused. Sir, we're treating the ones who tried to kill us. Yoshida didn't look up from his laser scalpel. The oath doesn't specify only nice people. Close that bleeder. Within hours, the Draxian vanguard was a field of disabled hulks. Kraz fled, broadcasting a warning to the approaching main armada. Emperor Draxus himself arrived with his full might, a tide of black metal against the stars. He saw the human ships, the shuttle still ferrying wounded, and laughed. They conduct clinics during war? Pathetic. Erase them. The final battle was not a fight. It was a statement. The human fleet moved with terrifying unity. They shattered Draxian dreadnoughts while simultaneously coordinating triage centers on 3 continents. They shielded civilian shelters while boarding enemy carriers to rescue trapped crews. Emperor Draxus watched his invincible armada disintegrate. For the first time, he felt fear, not of death, but of a philosophy he could not comprehend, a compassion so absolute it would unleash hell to defend it. He ordered the retreat. First Speaker Elian stood before the assembly. They are healers who will wage war to create a space for peace. warriors who will mend the wounds of their enemies. They have shown us that true strength is not the power to destroy, but the unwavering will to protect life. Ambassador Vance and Dr. Yoshida stood beside him, a united front. A skeptical ambassador rose. And this protected medical zone around your system? Is this not just military occupation by another name? Dr. Yoshida took the speaker. It is a promise. Any species in need may request aid. Any ship bearing our Caduceus is a sanctuary, and we will defend that sanctuary with overwhelming force if required, so that our doctors can work. He smiled a calm, sure expression. The galaxy must learn. You do not shoot at our ambulances. If you believe in stories where mercy has teeth, where the strong protect the weak, then you're in the right place. Help us keep telling these tales. Like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought. What should humanity's next galactic profession be? Tell us below.